Monsoon Malabar or monsooned coffee is just like any other coffee bean, and yet it has an avid fan following. I am one of them. It's got a very unique flavor profile, and it's just somehow very memorable. Like there aren't too many coffee beans that you'll remember 6 months later, and it's got this quirky backstory that may or may not be true. So I got myself some Monsoon Malabar in this really gold and shiny bag. Like it's really gold. But we're going to talk about this, get a free geography lesson, make some lattes, and then, talk pretentious tasting notes. Sounds like fun. Now, Monsoon Malabar is grown in India, but mostly the southern states. And since I don't expect you to know or care much about the states of India, I'm going to use this ancient 1840s map of British India, or a misspelt Hindustan. Now, you might associate India with tea, and that's true. A lot of that grows in the north, so especially like this Assam, and which is where you get the Assam tea from. But the southern states have the right mountain ranges and the weather to grow coffee, especially a renewed focus on specialty coffee. I like that. I really like that. Now, while Malabar is a region on the west coast, it really doesn't mean all the Monsoon Malabar comes from there. It's a process, and the coffee could come from all over all of these states. The quirky backstory for all of this process. Well, let's rewind back to 1800s, where India was a colony, British India, and exported coffee to London and then on to like other European markets. It was a long journey. Like it took 6 months for ships to go across the Indian Ocean, swing across the African continent, and go up the Atlantic Ocean. And obviously, right, this used to happen in old wooden ships where the humidity and the sea winds transformed the beans on their journey. Now, naval improvements came along and reduced the journey time, Suez Canal, and also better retained or protected the cargo from all the weathering that goes on. So the coffee beans no longer transformed, and it just had a very different flavor. The people protested. This is not what they were used to. They probably thought they were getting some cheap Indian coffee that's, wasn't worth their money. So the whole Monsoon Malabar process was created to fake this old 6-month voyage. Is it true? I don't know, man. Like, it just seems too good to be true. It's a really good marketing story, though. When it comes to the actual process, this kind of comes in after your coffee cherries are picked and then, let's say, dried. They're put in sacks and then exposed to monsoon winds. Not direct rain, but just exposed to the winds. Now, monsoon is a rainy season in India. Kind of takes over from June to September. And that's when these green coffee beans will absorb the moisture, bloat up, and transform into a pale yellow color. Then it gets shipped to a roaster, and they roast your beans and they pack it in a shiny gold bag. Man, this is just way too shiny. Now, notably, any coffee bean can be monsooned. So you have Arabicas like this one, or Robustas or different varietals as well. And what that means is there's a wildly swinging quality control. Buyer beware. I really recommend you find the right specialty store near you to source your beans. And I'm looking at you, Nespresso. No. 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 Let's make some lattes. And there you have it. Now, I got some weird latte art. I know it's kind of hot and it's kind of a balloon. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever. Did you see the crema on that Monsoon Malabar? It's huge. Like the amount of crema comes out is insane. And it's not just because it's fresh, sure, but I just always get that with Monsoon Malabars. Pretty cool. Now, when it comes to pretentious tasting notes, a lot of people call this earthy, very muddy, very low in acidity. So it's not bright, right? It's very subdued. But it is extremely full-bodied. So you'll see this flavor kind of sit in your mouth after a while. Enough of me talking about it. Let's ask Sid. Sid, you want to take a sip?
Damn, that's good.
Clearly, I'm getting good at this. The latte was still warm by the time it reached Sid. Anyways, have you tried the Monsoon Malabar? Let me know what you think. Is it as memorable as I'm selling it out to be? Would love to hear that. All right, I will see you all in the next one.
Damn, that's good.